Okay, now, if you spent a lot of time here, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you can literally have 40, 50 people in your pipeline. These are people that have had a rapport with you, you know something about, you've recorded them into your contact manager, you've actually sent them a card. How cool is that? Now, if I did these first 10 steps, the first 5 steps, and I had 50 people in the pipeline, what is that worth to you, Stefan? It's a lot. Now, if I said, hey, you take over from here, I just did this. You can take over from here. I can literally, if you're doing the 10 steps, I can just say, here, you take over and go ahead with the final steps and go ahead and close the lead. And I'm going to show you how to do that a little bit. But let's just say you just spent time there. Wow, you got a lot of people in your pipeline, and then you got another event to go to. So you're going to be continuously putting people into your pipeline. And then you're going to get to number 6, which is the invitation, which is, to me, the coolest part of the process. And it's actually when you call people up to actually set up an appointment, to put them in your calendar. Okay? So it's good that you record them initially as a opportunity seeker or as a product user, a customer, in other words. You got to know that, because the invitation is going to dictate where they are in the pipeline. I mean, if they're here for an opportunity, then you're going to stick to opportunity. If they're here for the product itself, stick to the product. And I'm going to show you how to segue both. Okay? The invitation is simple. Hey, Stefan, how are you? This is Louis. Hey, Louis, how's it going, man? Thank you for that card. Well, Stefan, that's the reason I'm calling you, is that card. I'm actually on my car right now. I can't talk for long, but how does Friday look? Let's hook up for some coffee. That's all you're doing. You're just trying to set an appointment up. A good example that I like to use in the invite stage is when you have this laid out and you have sheets of paper with people on it, with check boxes per person, with notes and everything else, at any time you can start inviting. So an example I like to use is I was setting an appointment for a presentation. The guy was late, and I had 30 minutes to kill. So what did I do? I just opened my book, and I made invitation calls for 30 minutes. That's kind of cool when you have a book and you're tracking people, that you can just do invitation calls. So I sat there in Panera Bread just making calls to people that I've already did the first 5 steps, and they were pretty easy calls, and I set my calendar up for the following week. Okay. You follow me? The invitation, the invite is just that, setting up an appointment and filling up your calendar. In fact, if I look at your calendar, I can tell you how busy you're going to be, and I can tell you how much success you're going to have based on what you have in your calendar. I know Jordan says this all the time. If you're doing these 5 steps, you'll fill that calendar up with the invitation. I mean, it's that simple, okay? And then you're going to go ahead and, again, check that box off. And, you know, Maria is on step 6. I got her in the calendar. Whether you want to, you know, we're going to talk about it later and how to do, you know, proper calendars, either with Gmail or whatever, and what other people are doing. But namely, you can do this on paper. If you want to go high tech, go for it. But you can write this down, put up a ledger, and you can, that would be your business. Okay? So now we go with the presentation. The presentation is pretty cool. Now you're actually going to go and prepare yourself to do a presentation, whether it's going to be done live, whether you're doing it on the phone, what tools that you're going to use. All of that is up to you on how you like to present send out cards. What is the method that you like to use? Less is best. Use the tools and do the presentation. I was actually at a function today where this guy was preparing for his business and did a very lousy job. He wasn't there early. He didn't see he didn't have the Wi-Fi connection. By the time the meeting started, he didn't prepare. So this gives you the ability that when you set that date, you can prepare. You can really get there ahead of time, know what you're going to say, ask questions, and do a really good presentation. If I'm showing the products, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show them how I use it, why I use it, show some examples of cards, show a few videos, maybe have them send a card, and then I'm going to show you some steps on how to close. But the presentation is just that, presentation. Often I will do presentations where I tell you, hey, Dale, by the way, you're not going to buy anything today. You're not going to join anything today. This is just a presentation. I just want you to relax. I'm not going to try to get you to whip out your credit card or anything like that. Let me just show you what this is, and I'm going to let you go with it and determine if this is for you or not. That's simple. So that's the presentation. Lots of ways to do that, okay? The close, follow up, and train, I want to cover on the next call. So let me go back.